In this series, I'm going to be going through all 30 NBA teams and making a starting 5 of each of those teams with the best players I've got from season 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8 in NBA Live Mobile. And once we've made all of these lineups, we will be going into a showdown quarter. And for the first part, we have to score with every single position in order. And then I can simply go ahead and score as many points as possible. We're going to be putting all of these teams onto a leaderboard based off of points difference to see which one comes out on top. So we are now moving on to the Indiana Pacers team builder. We'll kick things off at the point guard spot. As with all of these team builders, I am simply going off of what logo it's showing on the player card itself. We'll work our way up bit by bit in terms of overall and get through all of these positions to make the best team we possibly can. I don't really remember a lot of Pacers players that I have, say, kept going between the seasons, but hopefully we've got enough to make a decent lineup of these guys to hopefully play well in showdown. We've got an 87 overall Tyrese Halliburton. Of course, all of the boosts are definitely going to help out these guys as he goes up to a 101 overall player. Hopefully we've got a little bit of an improvement on him, because I do think a lot of the other team builders have sort of had that star player when it comes to their teams. Hopefully it can be the same for this Pacers team, or maybe it's just going to be a bunch of average players. But let's go up into the 100 plus overall players, and not a single other Pacer player is looking like. I think this Halliburton might be the only point guard I've got, and it actually is. He's at the power play style. You got some good stats on him. Of course, the boosts are definitely helping him out. 3 points is not amazing, so maybe we don't try and shoot too many threes with him. But onto the shooting guard spot, hopefully we can improve a little bit with this position. We'll kick things off with the silver players. There's nothing really as a Pacer player. We've got a 66 overall Shepherd. Hopefully we'll be able to upgrade him. I don't really want a silver player in this lineup. We're going up into the gold players. Still not a huge amount in terms of Indiana Pacer players, but let's keep going up into the elite players. We've got an 88 overall Buddy Hield from this season, the in-season tournament promo. You can see he's got that inside scoring boost on him. We'll go up into the 90s though to see if we've got anything to improve on. He is going to be at 102 overall, so only a little bit higher than the Tyrese Halliburton. You can see his stats over there. We've got 2 maxed out ones in terms of the dunking and scoring with contact, but we don't actually have another Pacer player, so he'll have to do at that shooting guard spot. So now onto the small forward spot. Again, hopefully you can find a high overall player. I think as long as they're above 100 overall, it's not too bad at all. We got a 60 overall at the small forward spot, going up to 73 overall over there with all of the boosts on him. We'll keep going up bit by bit through these silver players. Now into the gold players. Are we going to find another Indiana Pacer player? It's not looking too likely as we go up nearly into the elite players. There we go. 80 plus overall players. Is there another Pacer player? There's an 85 overall Paul George from a campaign we had. Don't really know exactly what season he was in. Someone in the comment section down below can always remind me. I believe it was the Rebirth campaign, but I could be completely off about that. He goes up to 98 overall, so again, we're hovering around that 98 to 100 overall players with all of the ones that we have got so far. Is there going to be any improvement on him? We're going up into the 95 plus overall players, now into the 100 plus overall players, and not really any Indiana Pacer players that I can see on this lineup. So I think we're going to have to stick with that 98 overall Paul George. So we got a 101, a 102, and a 98 overall player. So not too bad at all. It could be better. As I said before, I think the other teams have sort of had that star player when it comes to their team being really high overall and then a good supporting cast. This one's looking like a bang average team across the board. But at the power forward spot, we have got a 73 overall Smith. Can we improve on him? We're going into the gold players now. Not really another Indiana Pacer player. Now into the 80 plus overall players. Still no pace. We got an 89 overall Obi Toppin. He is from this season. He goes up to 102 overall. Again, around the 100 overall mark with all of these players. I'm not really complaining because it is still a decent overall of player to have. Is there going to be another improvement to be made though? We're into the 105 plus overall players. I don't think we're going to find another Pacer player, which we don't. So we're going to stick with that 102 overall Obi Toppin. So now onto the final position, that center spot. Hopefully it's going to be a good Indiana Pacer player to round off this lineup. We got 61 overall Jackson. All of these guys seem to be at the power play style. We got Tyus over there as well. Hopefully I'm saying that right. I probably butchered his name, but we'll go up a little bit more into the gold players. We've got 76 overall Miles Turner. I might have a better version of him because I do think he's had quite a few cards in NBA Live Mobile. We got another one
going up to 90 overall. Is it going to be a better version? There's an 84 version of him going up to 96 overall. So that's a plus 12 in terms of his overall with all of the boosts on him. He's got all right rebounding stats, though we haven't really boosted them up. He is finesse, so he's going to be the only finesse guy, I think, on the team, unless I'm forgetting someone. And I don't think we've got any other Indiana Pacer players. Yep, no more. So that is going to be the end of the lineup. So 100 overall Haliburton, a 101 Buddy Hield, 98 Paul George, a 102 Obi Toppin, and a 96 overall Miles Turner to round off this Indiana Pacers lineup. It's at 108 overall, which is the lowest overall that we've had so far, tied at lowest actually with the Brooklyn Nets. However, at the moment, the Brooklyn Nets are 4th on our leaderboard, so who knows, maybe this team could surprise us depending on who they come up against in Showdown. Of course, I'm just going off of the first team it matches me up against, so we could get put up against a fairly easy opponent. We could get put up against an absolutely ridiculous 115 overall team. We'll just have to wait and see. It's the luck of the spin. Hopefully we'll find a decent matchup. Hopefully we can get fairly high on this leaderboard. So we are coming up against a 93 overall team. You can see he's got Haliburton on his team as well. Admittedly, that is a slightly better one than the one we have got, but hopefully we can get the win against this guy. We have got that massive overall advantage. Of course, I have to score with everyone in turn, so we have to kick things off with Haliburton. I said I wasn't going to go in for a 3. We're going with an easy layup instead because I don't think his 3-pointer is that high in terms of rating. But now we have to go on to Buddy Hield, but we got to play some good defense first to stop them from scoring, because the points difference is all that matters in this game. We almost get the block there with Paul George. Unfortunately, he doesn't get there in time to get that one off, and the ball gets stolen off us, which doesn't really make much sense with a 78 steal going against Haliburton's 85 pass. But it is what it is. Can we win the ball back? We nearly get the steal there with Paul George. They're going to play it out to Wilkins. They missed their shot. They get the rebound though with Wilt, who's absolutely massive. I don't think we're going to really get the rebound over that Wilt Chamberlain, but let's hopefully get a 3-pointer with Buddy Hield. We're going on the right hand side over here. That's a good spot, a perfect release, and Buddy Hield is going to knock it down. 102 3-point stat. I think I'm going to have to rely on those 3-pointers when we can just shoot with whoever we want to, because 3s are obviously going to be the best way of increasing that points difference. Haliburton's come through though. Can we get the block? We just about missed that one, unfortunately. Haliburton with his 83 dunking. So now onto the small forward spot, which is of course that Paul George. He's over there on the left hand side in the corner. I think I'll go in for a dunk or a layup. It's going to be that easy layup. He's going to come through to give us the lead by 1 point. The layup stat is quite high on that Paul George at 109, but hopefully we can get the ball off of our opponent. They played it over to Mullins, playing it back out to Haliburton through that Chamberlain, and we somehow get the block over there. So let's run it up the court. We got to play it to our power forward, which is of course going to be Obi Toppin. Can we get a crazy dunk with him? He's going to get stopped a little bit, unfortunately, but he does manage to make his shot with a 112 scoring with contact. He is a player from this season, so you guys can go ahead and pick him up on the auction house if you've got the coins. They're going to shoot the 2-pointer, I think that was. Yep, Haliburton knocking down the 2, so we're still up by 1 point. We got to play it over to Miles Turner though. Hopefully he can get a good 2-pointer off. It's a good release. He just about sinks that one. So we got just under a minute left to go. I think we're going to have to rely on Buddy Hield's 3-point stat to power us through and get us a good points difference. Haliburton's going to go for 2. Again, knocking that one down, and again, keeping the lead to just 1 point from us. We'll play it out to Buddy Hield over there on the left-hand side. We get a good release. It was just a 2-pointer, but he's still going to knock it down with a 96 mid-range shot. I'm hoping if I do miss, Miles Turner or Toppin will be able to get the board for us, and we can put it back up for a quick and easy 2-pointer. But we've got just about 37 seconds left as we give them back the ball. So the points difference is at 3 at the moment. Hopefully we can keep this going and increase it bit by bit. We got to play some good defense though. They're going to get the 3 off. They missed that one, and we get the board that time with Paul George. We'll run up the court. We got Buddy Hield over there. We'll play it to him. I didn't really mean to do an alley-oop, but we get the ball to him, and he's going to sink that one to give us another 2 points in the game, giving us a 5 points difference now with 22 seconds on the clock. We double team them. How are we going to keep the ball in? We just about do. We got Buddy Hield running up the court. He's going to finish off that one-handed slam. I'll try to get that quick basket in, and it did work, giving us a 7 points difference. Now, is there time to get one more shot off? They're going to go in with Butler. He's just going to miss that one. We get the board there with Tyrese Haliburton. Where is that Buddy Hield? He's over there. He wants another dunk. I want a 3-pointer though to give us the most amount of points possible. We get a perfect release, and he's going to sink that one, giving us a 10 points difference with the Indiana Pacers team builder. That was a great game, 20-10 over there, and that puts them nicely on the leaderboard just below the Brooklyn Nets, who managed to get an 11 points difference. This is a low overall team compared to some of the other teams on this list, but they definitely didn't disappoint with that showdown quarter, putting up 20 points in total, and of course that 10 points difference. I'm sure if I had another decent 3-point shooter, maybe an upgraded version of Halliburton, it would have gone a little bit smoother, but they sit nicely on that leaderboard and now in 5th spot with all of the teams we have got on it. But next up, it is going to be the Milwaukee Bucks that we'll be making in NBA Live Mobile. Let me know in the comment section down below what overall you think that team will be. And if you want to go check out this crazy opportunity that I got to play with Karl Anthony Towns in NBA Infinite, I got to speak to him and play on his team in NBA Infinite in some 3v3 matches. Go check out the video in the bottom left-hand corner, and I'll see you guys in that one. Peace.